So recently I did what we book lovers just love to do, that is book shopping. I got all these fiction books this summer. If you want to know about them, just keep watching the video. Hi guys, this is Shelby. If you're also crazy about books, if bookshops and libraries are your heaven too, then do subscribe to my channel as I'll be making more book related videos. So in this video, I'll be telling you about all the fiction books that I bought this summer. Before talking about them, I want to tell you two things. First of all, that all these books I got on a very heavy discount. Some of them were more than 50%. So I'll be leaving the link in the description below. Go check that out and grab as many as you can. Secondly, one thing you should know about me is that I love variety. I love to explore. So I don't stick to one genre. In my TBR and my book hauls, you will find different books, different genres of books, and I suggest you to do the same, because if you stick to one genre, maybe it's romance, mystery, crime, mythological or anything, then you miss out on some amazing books out there in other genres. So keep exploring, read as many different books as possible. Now let's not keep you guys waiting and get started. The first book which I bought is, well, wait, let me give you a hint. Whenever there is a decline in righteousness and an upsurge in unrighteousness, at that time I take birth again. Any guesses who I am talking about? Well, this line was said by Lord Govind, and the book I am talking about is Kalki by Kevin Mitchell. This book was released in October 2017 and it is book 1 of the series. As you can see, I've already started reading this book and I'm like more than halfway through it. And on the first page, the writer has clearly stated that this is an absolute work of fiction. Yes, it is inspired from the life of Kalki, the idea of Kali Yuga and other Ramayana and Mahabharata references, but still it's a total fantasy book. Coming to the plot of the book, it is about a guy called Kalki who lives in a small village, Shambhala, and he doesn't know about his heritage until he's put up against some tragedies and battles which he has to face. He has no other option. Then he gets to know that he has been born to cleanse the world he lives in, fight the bad guy, and for that he has to journey to the north and learn the ways of Lord Vishnu's avatar. Now, will he be able to fulfill his destiny between all this politics, betrayals, tragedies? That is the question here. The next book I have is a very famous 1991 legal thriller. It is The Firm by John Grisham. It was his second novel, but the first one that actually gained so much popularity. Millions of copies have been sold. A film has been made in 1993. Now, coming to the plot of the book, it's about an ambitious and young Mitch who gets a job in a very well-respected firm. The firm exceeds all his dreams, $80,000 a year, a BMW and so much. But then his dream job turns into his worst nightmares, full of secret files, bugs in his bedroom, his colleagues being killed, and FBI wanting to speak to him. So what's happening in the story, that's it's all about. And I've been meaning to read a John Grisham novel for a long time, so finally I'll be reading. The next book I bought has already got many appreciations and awards. It's the 2013 released M and the Big Home by Jerry Pinto. It's his debut novel. It's about love and family relationships. The story is set in Bombay about an extraordinary family living in 1 BHK. There is the mother M, who is the hyperactive mother who has been taken to hospitals a lot of times due to her failed suicide attempts. Then there is the big home, the dependable strong father who is trying his best to hold things together. There are son and daughter who are learning to cope with their mother's mental illness. So this is a very deep, intense story which I believe is gonna leave a great impact on me for a long time. The next book I have is by one of my most favorite authors of all time, and it's a thick book as well. So I'm talking about Miss Marple Omnibus Volume 2 by Agatha Christie. So the story behind how I got this book is kind of very interesting. There was this farewell party going on in my college upstairs and a book sale which I didn't know about downstairs. So I came down for lunch and I was literally standing in the buffet line. I was really hungry and I ran away from the buffet line when I saw the sale, because that's what we book lovers do, right? I mean, books over food all the time. So I saw all the books that were there were like only 20 to 25 books remaining, and I checked out all of them. All of them were really great. some really famous books as well as in great condition, and all of them were like 100 or 150 bucks, but I didn't have much budget, so I could buy only one, and it was really hard to choose which one I should buy. There were some awesome Paulo Coelho books and I was going for them, but then suddenly I saw this one and I love both of them. I mean, Paulo writes awesome philosophy books and Agatha Christie mystery, awesome. So I mean, like, I don't have to explain it, but actually then I went into logical phase, and then I realized that a book like a 200 rupees Paulo Coelho book I was getting for like 100, while this is a 450 rupees book which I got just for 100 rupees. So yeah, it's a great deal. I mean, awesome, right? Now coming to this book, what is an omnibus? Omnibus is actually the collection of different novels together. So I have like 4 novels combined in this. The 4 different novels are A Caribbean Mystery, A Pocket Full of Rye, The Mirror Crack from Side to Side, and The Do It with Mirrors. So these 4 novels are combined. So I got a great deal, huh? The next book I have is a modern dystopian literature which was written in 1948. It is 1984 by George Orwell. George Orwell is the pen name of Eric Arthur Blair. This book revolves around the concept that no person has the freedom to live his or her life on their own actual terms. And this is set in 1984, where the world has seen the ruins of World War II. There is this place called Oceania where a big brother controls everything. He's seen like equal to God. He's always watching your actions and controlling them. It is said that even after 60 years, 1984 still remains one of the most haunting portrayals of the future of humankind. So looks like an interesting read to me, and also I got this book for less than 100 rupees, by the way. The next book I have is a romance novel released in 2008, that is A Guide to the Birds of East Africa by Nicholas Drayson. The plot is set in Kenya about a Honorable Mr. Malik, who is a very reserved person whose exterior is not very appealing, but he has a very warm heart and secret passion. He is in love with this woman, Rose, who leads the bird watching group for many years. When he finally decides to ask Rose to the annual ball, there is this entry of Harry Khan, who is also interested in Rose. Then a wager is set between these two that whoever sees the most birds in a week will ask Rose to the ball. I found it a different kind of a love story, and actually after buying this book I got to know that it also has a sequel called A Guide to the Beasts of East Africa. In case of short stories, what better book than by the master storyteller? I'm talking about Jeffrey Archer. So I got this book Telltale, which was released in end of 2017. It has got 14 short stories giving us a fascinating and exciting insight into the people he has met, the stories he has come across, and the cities and the countries he has traveled in the last 10 years. Some of these stories are based on real events, while the other ones are of imagination. He has marked inside which one are real and which one are purely fiction. So guys, these are the fiction books that I bought this summer. I'll be making another video for the non-fiction ones. If you like the video, give a thumbs up. Also comment below which are the books that you bought this summer. If you want to connect to me through Facebook, Instagram and Gmail, the links are in the description below. There you can know more about my current reads and stuff. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. This is me, Shelvi, signing off.